The case did not fade from the city. Most unsolved homicides, even terrible ones, recede. Public attention moves on within a news cycle. The detectives carry them privately, but the city forgets. Baby Moses was different, one of the few mercies in a story that otherwise has none. Albany did not forget him. The grave at Graceland Cemetery became a place people visited. Strangers left trinkets there, toys, small stones, flowers, the kind of thing people leave at a grave for children. They were left for a child none of them had known, by people who simply could not bear the math of him. A whole life, a few hours long, lying under a stone in a cemetery. The detectives who had worked it kept it with them. It comes up again and again in the accounts the officers gave. These are not sentimental people by profession. A police commander who was not even on the force then said years later that retired detectives still thought about the case every single day. It came up at retirements and reunions. The case that would not resolve. The one a man took with him out the door when he handed in his shield. Some of them kept their own copies of the file at home. Some of them drove out to Graceland on the anniversary. The department never had to remind anyone the case was still open. It stayed open in the men themselves, which is more durable kind of custody than any evidence room provides. An officer who had been a young patrolman when the body was found called it a horrific day for Albany police. The discovery and the not knowing what had happened. The not knowing was the part that lodged in people and stayed. And over the years, the case acquired custodians. Detective Riley carried it. Detective Bob Weiss carried it. The investigators who came after carried it. It was the case that got handed down, the one older detectives told the younger ones about. The department could not let it become just another cold file, because too many of them had helped put him in the ground.
We'll explain everything when we get where we have to go, okay? But I need you to help me out with this. It'll make sense in a minute, okay? Vehicle will stay right here. The troopers will make sure it gets locked up and everything, but it's imperative that you come with us now, okay? All right, so if you want to just come right this way, thank you.
Put it right here, the gray car.
That gray car right there. And I'm sorry, but it's our policy before you get in our vehicle. This way we have a female with us. We just need to make sure you don't have any weapons or anything like that on you.
Can I grab my cell phone and call work? Am I going to be late?
I don't see it. What time do you have to be at work?
8:30.
I think you should be okay. We'll grab it for you if you'd like.
Okay.
Where is it?
Washington Ave Extension.
No, your phone.
Oh, and it should be right in the panel, like at the cup holders.
Cup holder?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll grab it.
All right. Hang on 1 sec. Hang on to that, please.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? I didn't put my signal light on until...
Oh, you know those troopers. They're always worried about vehicle and traffic law. I think that's what I heard him saying. When you came in, you might not have.
Can I have my phone?
We have it. Yeah.
Can I have my phone?
Just 1 second, please, and we'll get you that. You wanted to call work and just let me know
I just
you're
want
gonna be...
text work, yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you just... Do you mind giving her a phone so you should just let her know she's gonna be late?
Where are we going?
Right down to our station.
Am I getting a ticket or anything, or...?
Well, I mean, you've been pretty cooperative, so I don't think you'd be getting a ticket.
This is like a first for me. I'm like shaking.
So you're okay. No, you're fine. Seriously, relax. You're not in danger or anything. You're fine.
No human trafficking here?
No, you're good. All right, Carrie.
Can't believe how nice the weather is. Still going into September. This elevator is probably older than all of us put together.
Yeah, it's tiny. Sorry.
Feels like a closet, not an elevator. I don't know if it's the slowest elevator, but it is. It's one of the top 5.
Altamont sits up against the Helderberg escarpment. where the land lifts out of the Hudson Valley into farm country and hardwood ridges, a quiet place of old houses and long views, and narrow roads where the parked cars get noticed. It was the back end of summer when the investigators came out there, the corn high in the fields, the hills heavy and green, the heat sitting in the valley below as it does in August before the first cool nights arrive. 12 miles and 27 years from the flower bed, and she had built a whole life in those hills, and almost no one in them knew her by the name she was born with. She went to work, she came home, she ran her errands on the narrow roads between the farms. There was nothing in the surface of any of it to suggest what the DNA said was underneath. That was the most unsettling thing about it. Whatever she had done in the September of 1997, she carried it into the ordinary daylight of the years since and let none of it show.
We kind of have a little bit of a mystery on our hands, I'll say,
Okay.
that we're trying to sort out, all right? So with that being said, I'm going to read you a few things. These don't mean you're in trouble by any means, okay? But because there's some unknowns that we're dealing with, I want to make sure you understand them, and then we can kind of explain what's going on.
Okay.
We're looking into something that happened quite a few years ago, okay? Back in 1997. So some remains were found in Washington Park, okay? And, you know, it's been a long time since it happened. We've been kind of working on it here and there. And we've been deploying a new investigative technique, right? Do you watch, like, any of the stuff on the news, like genealogy stuff?
No.
On September 6, 2024, the detectives brought Carrie Mazuka into an interview room at the Albany Police Department. By a coincidence that the human mind insists on treating as a meaningful event, it was 27 years, less a single day, since a park crew had found her son in the flower bed. The case had been born on September 7th, 1997. What happened in that room was captured on video, later released by the Albany County District Attorney's Office.
Okay, so what we do is we kind of go to some third-party companies like Ancestry.com, stuff like that, and try and build family trees, okay? So part of that is the remains, the DNA testing on the remains that we found are connected to your family, okay? Yeah, so it was younger, right? The remains, best we can tell. And we honestly don't know really what happened. It's just one of those things that they're trying to get us to figure out and use this new, it's crazy, right? No one in the family's talked about losing someone that never got accounted for. Younger though, like young.
No, they're all accounted for that I know of.
Was anybody pregnant and then like no one ever saw the kid or anything?
No.
No?
Not that I'm aware of.
So you said you have 2 kids, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any other kids?
No.
No? Okay. I know it's kind of a personal question, but it's one of the things I gotta ask. How many times have you been pregnant?
2.
2?
Yes.
Okay.
Very easy, very...
Easy pregnancies? No issues?
No.
What about after? Because like my wife, she got the postpartum. Did you ever get that?
No. I babysat for so many people in Roxbury. Like I was the town babysitter.
Okay.
That I think, you know, when I had my kids, it was easy for me because I'm used to crying, screaming children.
It is one of the more disturbing documents in this case, not for any violence, because there is none, but for the absence of something everyone expects to be present and finds is not. The detectives who ran the interview had spent decades on this case. Detective Rob Lawyer would later describe Mazuka in plain terms. He called her a cold woman, very stoic, he said, very matter-of-fact, and obviously capable of horrible things. Cold is not a word detectives reach for lightly. They interview killers for a living, and most, even the worst, show something across a table. Fear or bravado, or the hunger to explain themselves. What unsettled the men in the room was how little there was to read. When the detective showed her the photograph of the child, the one thing from that September morning no innocent relative could see unmoved, she gasped. It is on the tape, a small involuntary intake of breath, the body reacting before the management can catch up.
This is a baby, if you couldn't tell.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw up. Like, that's gross.
I know.
So the remains were found where? Can you tell me that?
Yeah. So, are you familiar with this area at all?
Within Washington Park? I've seen it during Tulip Festival.
These flower beds are over here, right by this road.
Mhm.
This is where the remains
Oh.
are found. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, easy
Ooh, I'm
enough.
sorry, I've got goosebumps.
Oh, it's horrible.
Ugh.
So this is a very newborn baby that it gets found.
Mhm.
And we're trying to hash that out. I mean, in your mind, what would cause someone to leave a baby in a place? Anything you could think of?
No, because they have all those like hospitals, safe places.
Yeah, like a safe haven to leave kids.
Sorry. No,
Yeah, I mean that's what we're trying to wrap our head around.
I don't. No idea. No idea. That's.
I mean, so there's some aggravating factors with this as well.
I think especially like. How?
Right. So part of this is we're going around, we're trying to collect DNA samples from people,
Mhm.
all right, to try and match to the remains and that we're doing. Is that something you'd be able to help us out
Yeah,
with?
that's
Give
fine.
us a sample of DNA. The other part of it is this. I'm not saying I don't believe you by any means,
Right.
But one of the other things we kind of, so the best way to describe it is we're mixing old school and new school, right? We're doing this new school DNA stuff, but we're also doing the old school in the sense of if people are willing to do it, we're trying to bring it back. Would you be willing to take a polygraph examination for us?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Appreciate it. Hang tight one sec. So I'm sorry I gotta show you this, but I do, because it is important. Okay. The baby was actually set on fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not only was it abandoned, but
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we're trying to figure out, who did it. Obviously, right?
Right. No.
Because in your mind, I mean, you see that. What's that scream to you?
It's crazy.
Right.
Well,
But I mean, as I said, everything's explainable.
right.
But it's not me. I don't know. Especially when we can prove it.
Mhm.
That's not a spot you want to be, or someone wants to be. I should say.
Right.
Right. Like if someone is truly related, or the mother or father of this child, the best thing they could do when we talk to them, and this is just me thinking out loud, is the best thing they could do when we talk to them is be truthful, right? Because what they do is we end up, we go, we get DNA, we make comparisons, and God help someone if they lie. Because all you have is your credibility, right? Because 27 years ago, baby Moses gets found here, right? And say you are mom, right? I'm not saying you are, but say you are, right? And we bring you down here, and you say, no, I'm not the mother. I was never pregnant then. What if that's not true? Like, we could figure all that stuff out, right?
It was the photograph, the burned remains of the child in the flower bed, that broke it open. Shown the image, Carrie Mazuka said, with casual indifference, the words that ended the 27-year search. I did it.
And then what happens is we go, hey, guess what? We found this baby dead and burned. And the mother said she's not the mother. What's that scream to you? If you're
I did it. I did it.
You did it?
I did it.
And then, almost in the same breath, she began to manage it. The first version she offered was the most exculpatory one.
What happened?
I got pregnant. I had the baby. I gave birth in my bathtub. Baby died. Didn't know how to get rid of it.
How'd the baby die?
I think I had water in the bathtub. I think it drowned.
You drowned it?
I didn't drown it.
In that bathtub?
Yes.
Inside that apartment? Right there?
Yes.
Why'd you burn the baby?
I didn't burn the baby.
Who did?
I don't know who did.
Who'd you give the baby to?
I had the baby by myself. I went down to the park. I handed it to somebody.
Who'd you hand it to?
I don't know. Some random person.
Carrie, that doesn't.
I swear to God.
I got pregnant, she said. I had the baby in my bathtub. The baby died. I didn't know how to get rid of it. In that telling the death is passive, the baby died, as if of its own accord, and her only wrongdoing was the panic after, the not knowing what to do with the body. She denied burning him. She offered instead a story in which she had placed the body in a bag and handed it to a random person at the park, some stranger who, in her own telling, had done the rest. The detectives had a problem with that and told her so.
You did not hand this baby to a random person. That didn't happen.
Listener, most of us picked a bank at 16 and never looked back. That's where Chime comes in. Chime is changing the way people bank. They're not like traditional old banks that charge fees and gatekeep perks and rewards. Chime offers the most rewarding, fee-free banking, all with no overdraft fees, no monthly fees, no minimum balance fees. You get 5% cash back on a Chime card in a category of choice, like gas or groceries, all while building credit through everyday spending with no credit check. Your savings rate is 9 times the national average, and if you're ever in a pinch, Spot Me lets you overdraft up to $200 fee-free. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free. Head to chime.com/obscura. That is chime.com/obscura. Sign up now. That only takes a few minutes. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services and Chime card provided by Chime's bank partners. Qualifying direct deposits required. Terms and limits apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You've heard me talk about BetterHelp for a long time. What we've never done is look at what people say after they actually use it. You can check it out yourself at betterhelp.com/reviews. It updates every day. Hundreds of people describing how it has helped them in real time. The rating is what stands out. BetterHelp has an average live therapy session rating of 4.9 out of 5, based on over 1.7 million client session reviews. More than 6 million people have used BetterHelp globally, and their therapists have at least 3 years and 1,000 hours of hands-on experience, plus the education, training, and certifications behind them. Answer a few questions, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, and switch therapists at any time. If it isn't the right fit, see the reviews, see what stands out, and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit betterhelp.com. That's betterhelp.com.
I didn't know what to do. I set the baby on fire.
Was it screaming?
No, it was dead. It was dead.
The autopsy did not support a baby who simply died during childbirth. The child had been born alive and healthy. A healthy baby does not die in a normal birth and then require disposal. Her story was not adding up, and they said as much, and the ground shifted again.
This baby was breathing for minutes. This baby was alive.
I had it in the... I did.
That doesn't lie. This is 27 years ago. Let's clean this up. Let's be done with this here and now. That baby died, not of natural causes.
I didn't kill the baby that I'm aware of. I had it in the bathtub.
It didn't drown. There's no water in the lungs. That didn't happen. It's not of natural causes. There's no trauma, so that leaves one thing. And you know what that one thing is?
Suffocation?
If you freaked out and did this, that's fine. We need to know. Look.
Yes.
Yes, what?
I suffocated the child.
With what?
I put it in the bag.
Put it in a bag? Did you hear the baby cry and screaming?
I did not.
You didn't hear the baby cry?
No, I swear. Not that I remember. I do not remember hearing the baby cry.
What kind of bag?
I think like a Walmart type.
Like a plastic
like
bag?
A plastic bag.
Okay. And then, how'd you get down to Washington Park?
Sure.
How do you get it from the apartment to your car?
I had the plastic bag. I put it in the bag, in the towel, and put it in my car. like carried it out like it was groceries.
You carried it out like it was groceries?
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like you thought, I mean, taking it out like it's trash, you know?
Yeah.
Did you have in your mind, like, I'm going to go to Washington Park, or were you just...
I think I was just driving. I was just driving. I didn't know what I was doing.
And where was the bag of groceries that you brought out at that time?
In the back seat.
Well, now we got to talk about the part where the baby stopped screaming. And we got to do an honest account of that with each other. Not a I think, because this is something you don't forget. You probably haven't thought about it in a long time, but it's definitely something you don't forget.
I put my hands over its mouth and nose.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And then you press down?
Yeah. I think.
No, not I think. It's either did or didn't. And I'm not pressuring you to say something, but I need a definitive answer here.
Yes.
Yes, what?
I pressed down.
Did the baby stop crying when you did that?
Again, I don't remember the baby crying, but it must have. I don't remember the baby crying.
I want you to think back to 1997 when you had your hand over your mouth and nose. Did you feel those little breaths hitting your hand?
Yes.
How long until it stopped?
10 minutes? I don't know.
You held your hand on the baby for 10 minutes?
I don't. Timing, I don't know. I started to walk away, and then I was afraid that there might be evidence on the towel. So it wasn't the baby, it was...
You were trying to get rid of the towel.
The towel. I was afraid my fingerprints or whatever would be on the towel. So I wasn't setting the baby on fire, I was setting the towel on fire, not at that time thinking that the...
Why not just take the towel off and set it on fire? Or take it with you?
That.
Yeah.
Not...
Because those match we...
Not in the right headset, you know, not in the right frame of mind, not...
Fair enough. Have you ever told anyone?
No. Nobody.
Well, we never told anybody?
No.
Mom, dad,
Nobody.
sister, nobody?
Nobody.
Just kept it inside the whole time?
Yeah.
Do you remember seeing all of the stuff on the news about it?
I do not. I
No,
blocked.
right.
I didn't watch the
Didn't
news
watch.
after. No.
So a lot of people actually showed up to that funeral. A lot of people. Thank you. A lot of people, for a lot of years,
We're wondering.
wanted to know. Not even for someone to be in trouble. No, people don't care. People want to
I
know.
blocked it out. I just, you know, I just, even today, I just, like, it.
If you could say anything to that baby right now, what would it be?
I love you and I'm sorry.
If he asked you, why'd you do this to me?
I was young, stupid, and
You went into the bathtub where you ran warm water, I would assume?
yeah,
Where you ran warm water, and then you delivered the baby, you pulled the baby out, you cut the umbilical cord, cut it with your right hand or your left hand?
I'm right-handed, right hand.
Right-handed, okay. You recall baby moving around. You don't recall if it was crying, but you know it was alive because it was moving. You put the baby down, you cut the umbilical cord, you take care of yourself, and then you placed your hand over the baby's nose and mouth and applied pressure until the baby stopped moving. Did you know you were going to kill it when you were doing that?
Yes, I think yes.
So you knew what you were doing, but you did it, correct?
Right. I knew what I was doing. I was young. I was stupid. I didn't, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you intentionally kill this baby, then after about an hour, you go to Washington Park and set the baby on fire. And if that baby were alive today, you would say, I love you and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now that I'm older, wiser, have kids, and yeah.
Why?
Why did I do it?
Yeah.
I think I just had no clue what I think I was just in shock.
You're in shock. Had you met at that point?
We were working together.
Did you like him at that point?
No, he was engaged. He was, we were just co-workers.
So this is something you were young and you were scared?
Yeah, he doesn't even know about this.
What's it feel like to kill someone?
Terrible. Terrible.
Like, walk me through your emotions. I always ask everyone that's killed someone, and you're not the first person.
Shame, embarrassment, hatred of myself.
When did that kick in?
Immediately.
After you did it?
Mm-hmm.
What the case did next has never fully been explained. Carrie Mazuka, having sat in an interview room and said the words she did, having admitted to suffocating her newborn son and setting his body on fire, was allowed to leave. She was not arrested that day. She gave her confession and then she stood up and she walked out of the building and she went home to Altamont, a woman who had just confessed on tape to killing a child, free.
So now, what now?
I mean, we got to figure out what's what now. I mean, I want to honestly just take a second and process everything we just talked about, and I'm sure you do too.
Right. I mean, am I in trouble? Am I going to be arrested? I
honestly don't know, Carrie. What do you think should happen out of this?
Personally, if it was years ago, I think I should be in trouble. It's 27 years later. I've got my life back in order. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I did it.
Did what?
I killed a child. I killed a baby.
Would you say you murdered it?
I would have to say that's what I did.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time.
What's happening?
You're going home.
Am I being charged,
No.
arrested, anything?
No.
Okay. So it's not going to be on the news like tomorrow, so I have to warn my parents?
No, it's not going to be on the news, right? Now, moving forward, is it possible that you could be arrested at some point? Maybe. Yeah.
I'm worried about my career and everything too,
Yeah, rightfully so.
Now, hindsight, I worry about my kids and my relationship with my kids.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they don't speak with their father at all. I know they have, and this could.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: everyone's got skeletons in their closet, just of different degrees, right?
Yeah, but this is killing somebody. You know what I mean? Like, this is actual murder. Am I I'm supposed to be going to Florida in November. Am I free to go to Florida in November, or is that a down the road thing? Is that a?
I mean, that's a down the road thing. I mean, let's take it one thing at a time here.
Journalists who later reviewed the reports and the video came to the same open question. One the official record does not put to rest. Why was she free after confessing? The likeliest answer is the unglamorous business of how a serious case is built. A confession, even a recorded one, is the beginning of a prosecution, not the end. Prosecutors moving on a 27-year-old homicide would have wanted the charging decision exactly right, the evidence sequenced, the warrants clean, the second guessing done in advance rather than in the courtroom later. An arrest made an hour too early, or a case this old and this watched, can cost more than it gains. There is a lawful, careful reading of the gap. Whatever the legal reasons, the plain fact of it stays strange. She confessed to a killing that haunted the city for decades, and then she went home and made dinner, and the law took its measured time, and only later did it come back for her. It was the same stretch of the calendar where the whole thing began, the first cool nights of September, coming in the Helderbergs, the corn going gold, the maples starting to turn at the ridgelines, as they had turned every September for 27 years, while the case sat unanswered. She had a few more of these ordinary autumn days. She made dinner in her kitchen with the windows open to the cooling air. She slept. She woke to the light coming up over the escarpment and did whatever a person does with an ordinary day. It came back on the 14th of September 2024. Carrie Mazuka was arrested and charged. The serious charges: second-degree murder, tampering with evidence, concealment of a human corpse. The interval was over. Whatever she had done with those few free days, whatever she had told the family around her, the door that had stood open since she walked out of that interview room, now closed and would not open again. From that day forward, she was at last in custody for the death of the child the city had been carrying since that September.
It's a tragedy beyond measure. Those were the words that Judge McDonough said over and over again to Carrie Mazuka this morning, sentencing her to 25 years in prison for killing her newborn infant back more than 25 years ago. Now, Mazuka pleaded guilty to manslaughter and tampering with physical evidence. Before she was sentenced, she gave a brief, subdued statement acknowledging regret but offering little emotion and explanation.
I did a horrible, unimaginable thing, and I live with remorse and regret. I am a great mom. I've lived a law-abiding life, and I do deserve a lengthy sentence. I just hope you use some discretion and go with the lower end.
It's a tragedy beyond measure because what possible sentence could this court impose that would compensate for or address the death sentence you gave to baby Moses, or the life sentence you gave to yourself?
He called the killing a tragedy beyond measure, and then he said the thing that no sentence could answer. How can I measure what he would have accomplished in his life? He'd be 27 now. He sentenced Carrie Mazuka to 25 years in prison on the manslaughter conviction, the top of the negotiated range. On the tampering charge, the fire, he imposed an additional term of 1 1/3 to 4 years to run concurrently, folded into the larger sentence rather than stacked. She was 53 years old at sentencing. She will be an old woman if she lives when she comes out. The child she killed was a few hours old. The case is over now. The science found his mother, put her in a courtroom, and put her in a cell. It found his father, a man who had never known he existed. It gave the boy in the flower bed a bloodline, a family tree. The one thing it could never give him was a name, because he already had one. The name the strangers carved is still the only name he ever had. Moses Washington. The first line on the stone stood. The second line stood too, and the case itself was the proof. Citizen of Albany was a title conferred on a child who lived one night, and the city spent 27 years making it true, with a funeral and a vigil of small stones on a rise, and detectives who would not put the file down, and students who were not yet born when he died. Whatever else a citizen is, it is someone the city refuses to lose, and he was that. The third line is one no case can reach. Child of God was carved as a hope, and it stayed a hope through everything, because no lab and no verdict goes that far. It is either true or it is not. But the living had carved it, or something like it, over their children for as long as there have been children to bury. In every language, he mattered, and nothing done to him in the dark ever made that untrue. Let him sleep under his 3 lines, the 2 the city provided, and the 1 it could only hope. And if the dead dream, let it be warm, and let it be long, and let it make up for the single night that was all he was given.